Ignore that this is the light that means that there's a fire alarm going off, but we're going to assume that if they'll tell us if we have to get out of here.
If this building was on fire while we were listening to Lesbian of the Year, I think that'd be amazing.
Good way to go.
Let's talk about this record. Like I said to you, I really love it. But like, in order to talk about it, we kind of have to talk about the last record.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when you came in last time, Jordan, and we talked about the Blame Brett song. Yeah. And I remember, like, I really liked our chat about it because you were very clear what the song was about and what it wasn't about. And I could even tell then that you were kind of in the middle of it.
Yeah, I still was. Well, we were still chatting, I think, at that time. It was such a strange experience for me, and definitely led to me being a bit more apprehensive to be so candid about my personal life, like we're all writing this new record.
Yeah, really?
Well, I mean, it just like, because Blame Brett was such a massive smash hit, and then I just felt like such an imposter because I was still like very much in love with him, and we were chatting a little bit. So it was a very complicated time in my life.
That's so funny. Everyone was like, yeah, you know, forget him, man, you know, and you're like, no, for sure. I never talked to him ever.
Yeah, I never talked to him every day.
Us too.
Yeah, she was hiding it from you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. It didn't show up in the TikToks. But hold on, but Jordan,
Yes.
in terms of just having a big smash hit, that I love that you called it that, what is
Modest.
What is a great thing about having a big hit like that, and what's a challenging thing about having a big hit like that?
Well, it's wonderful to like write a song that connects to so many people. And I feel like, again, I think I talked about this the last time I was here with you, but heartbreak is such a universal experience, and it felt really great to write a song that resonated with a lot of people. I think a lot of people were going through their COVID breakups too when Blame Brett came out. So it really, it struck a lot of chords for folks.
But
like, I think whenever you have like a really big song that that resonates with a lot of people, people sort of like attach a certain identity with you. And for me, that was like, you are the queen of breakups. You're like a strong woman and you have it all together and you like one-upped your ex. And I definitely didn't feel a lot of those things about myself at the time. Like I was still very much into my ex, and I didn't feel like I had it all figured out, like pretty much the opposite. And that's, where the song Jocelyn came from.
I mean,
on our record.
We have Jocelyn. Can we play a little bit of Jocelyn?
What do you even see in me, Jocelyn? Jocelyn, why do you still look up to me, Jocelyn? Jocelyn, you just got
So that's Jocelyn from the Beaches. Jordan, you were saying this song is kind of about that?
It's about that, yeah. Well, I was going through such like a strange experience with feeling really proud about all that we had accomplished with Blame Brett, but also like feeling kind of, I was sort of beating myself up and still into my ex, and I sort of felt like I didn't deserve that sort of praise that I was getting from a lot of the people that were going through breakups.
I'm sorry, man. I thought it was, I'm sorry that was happening, because I thought when I read the lyrics, like, don't put me on a pedestal, you're just going to see me fall. I thought it was just that when you have a really big hit, you're like, oh, do I deserve this success? But it's also that you were being seen a certain way.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of both. I think imposter syndrome, everybody experiences it in a different way, and I definitely was just going through a bit of a mental health moment too.
Yeah, God love you. And then Jocelyn, Leandra, Jocelyn's a real person.
Real person. She's a real girl. We have not been able to track her down since. We
think she has since stopped following us.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done with them.
Can you tell me the story?
So our co-writer Lowell came in to the session and just liked the name Jocelyn and wanted to write a song with that name in it. And because we've kind of become the name band, we love naming people.
Real people.
Yeah, Jordan names her current boyfriend in a song on the new album.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
He knows about it. Is he happy about it? We'll see.
We'll see.
I didn't know you had a song called Gordon Lightfoot. No, he's passed away. We can't even keep that in. Sorry, go on. That's fine.
It's funny because we call her Gordon Heavyfoot because she has really big feet.
I thought it was because you were a bad driver, because you have
both actually.
Okay. Sorry, Lance.
Back to Jocelyn.
So go ahead.
So we wanted to write a song with that name in it, and we just looked through our Instagram. We wanted a real Jocelyn. We wanted a real story behind her. So we just picked a random Jocelyn who followed us. We don't even know if she actively likes us at all. And then we just took information from her Instagram page.
Yeah.
Like she was going to school in
Iowa. And she thinks she was pledging a sorority. Please don't look for this person.
But we've had Jocelyn's reach out to our management thinking they are the Jocelyn. and they're
And
not.
But you know who she is.
No, we don't remember.
I know
well,
who
you
she
would
is.
know
Yeah.
if we found her account again.
Well,
because of the sorority thing.
Yeah.
if she's listening, please reach out, right?
Please.
Leandra, what is interesting about that to you as a songwriter, like for you guys to choose real people and mind their real lives?
It feels more relatable because we're not just telling a story. Obviously, there's storytelling elements in the song because some of it is fictional, but you're picking a real person who people can relate to and maybe see themselves in. I think Blame Brett resonated so much because we picked a real person that you dated and put details in there.
I was watching, sorry, this is a weird tangent.
Here we go.
I was watching the Robbie Williams movie, the one where the CGI monkey plays him.
Yeah,
fantastic film.
It's the story of, so people who hasn't seen it, it's the story of Robbie Williams, British pop star, but told as if he was a monkey.
Yes.
Or an ape, I
it's
guess.
actually my favorite movie of the year. But he said something in it, or a person said this in the movie, that songwriting has to cost you something. And I think if you use real names and you tell real stories, like it's painful to sometimes relive those things, and it can be painful to the person. Certainly, you know that. But but songwriting has to cost something. To make good art, it has to cost something.
Well, it sounds like it didn't just cost the bread or the people in the song. It sounds like it costed you.
It costs you, it costs
yeah.
you something too,
And
to be vulnerable and to expose that sort of stuff.
Did you get anywhere with the stuff you were facing after Blame Brett through writing that song, through the making of this record?
Definitely. And, I think the lessons I learned from this is that it doesn't always have to be fully on me to, always share my stories. Like being in a band, there's 4 different experiences, that I think a lot of bands don't always, they miss out on opportunities of having really great songs by only showcasing like the lead singer's stories and experiences. So when I was sort of struggling with how I wanted to talk about my new relationship, I was like, well, Leandra's going through heartbreak. Kylie's always going through heartbreak. Eliza's going through stuff. Like it was a great experience in utilizing their voices and learning to be creative. And
I read something that it was like Sex and the City was.
it was a very big Sex and the City moment.
Was it inspiration to this?
It's an inspiration for everything in my life. Let me just be candid about that. But
She's drinking a Cosmo as we speak, by the way.
yeah,
For the
she
radio
would be.
listeners, they can't. Yeah.
that's what yummy cranberry juice.
Well, because it was like the.
But yeah, because the thing I really admire about that show is they'll tackle a theme, like say pain in relationships, and each of the members of each of the girls will sort of share their relationship experiences through the lens of that topic. And I just thought that would be so interesting to do that with a record. Have a subject matter like breakups or identity or your mental health, and have each one of us sort of just share our experiences with that and use that to put the songs together.
I think it was helpful to have Jordan, who had just gone through the whole Blame My Ex era and really struggled with that in some ways. And then to have like Kylie and I going through breakups and be able to lean on Jordan. You were like our teacher, helping us write these songs. Because then during Blame My Ex, Blame Brett, we were all like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Just post whatever. Who cares? Who cares what he thinks about it? But now that I'm going through a breakup with, it's been like a year, with someone I really was madly in love with.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is really hard to be vulnerable and post about them, knowing that it could have like backlash from them. Like, she hates me now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, how did you deal with that when, Brett was kind of angry about that?
It was tricky. And, he's been very graceful. I mean, sorry. Gracious. Sorry. He's been really gracious. And
He talked about it here, I
He
think.
talked about it here. I listened to the interview, Tom.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't know if he'd want to, but he did,
He did, yeah. I think he even covered it last year. But no, it's really tricky, and you have to lead. It's a very fine line to walk, like with talking about yourself, like, and again, writing about your own experiences, which is what songwriters do, but by maybe like you don't have to say everything, and you can. Yeah, I think we learned a little bit with this next record.
I think I know, but I
We'll
think you
see.
did. I know what you mean. Like, I think what I'm hearing is that there is a cost to you to write a great song. There's a cost to people to write a great song, but there's also, and I think this is like not just about songwriting, but just about the way we exist in the sharing world right now. That there's a cost to ourselves to share a lot of ourselves, and we have to be judicious about what we share and what we don't. Yeah, I understand that. Some songs on the record more specific than others, and I really loved this song. Can we play the next song?
Better leave the levity. Told me not to worry. We said it together. I've been
That is Lesbian of the Year from the Beach's new album, New Heart Feelings. Leandra, I love that song.
Thank you.
I love that. Even just that line is so hooky. It's like almost like a country song.
Yeah.
Like, Lesbian of the Year. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I was reading about it, and it came from a podcast that you were on. What's the story there, and what does it mean to be Lesbian of the Year?
Yeah, well, I think when fans saw the track list and saw Lesbian of the Year, they thought it was going to be a funny song.
Yeah.
Because being crowned Lesbian of the Year, I mean, it's pretty comical. It's pretty great. It's an honor. But we came into a session one day with our co-writers Zale and Sam Willows, and Sam did Edge of the Earth with us. So he's just like almost like my therapist. I come in with all my queer breakups, and he's such an ally, and he helps me put them down on paper. So the two of them had listened to my podcast on Made It Out back when I was in LA in the fall. Went on that podcast and just talked about everything about being queer, the struggles of like coming out later in life and figuring.
Yeah, because you came out a little bit later, right?
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
Right.
So when I was 25, and I think most people go their whole lives being like, oh, I was in the closet, or I knew, but I didn't know. Looking back, you can tell, but I never accepted it. I think it was so much internalized homophobia, growing up Catholic and going to Catholic school, and I just shoved it down, so it only hit me at 25.
Interesting, because I wondered, because you guys came in for the first time, I want to say 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So when I heard the story, I was like, oh my God, Leandra, she was harboring that secret then, but I assumed that, but then no, you were even pushing it down for yourself.
Didn't even have the secret. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But now it all makes sense. Now everything I went through as a teenager and thinking, why doesn't this feel right? Am I asexual? What's going on? All my girlfriends are going through these things with boys, and I'm just not feeling any of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really like that song still makes me tear up, and it's weird. It's our song, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh, this still makes me so emotional.
We were crying when we were writing it, I think.
Ignore that this is the light that means that there's a fire alarm going off, but we're going to assume that if they'll tell us if we have to get out of here.
If this building was on fire while we were listening to Lesbian of the Year, I think that'd be amazing.
Good way to go.
But hold on, I still don't understand. But Lesbian of the Year is not a funny title. It's like you feeling, again, like Jordan was saying, like a weight of expectation and pressure.
Yeah, it is kind of the queer version of Jocelyn.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fans, since being crowned Lesbian of the Year and coming out, and I really use my platform to just be this confident lesbian that like speaks up for other queer people and shows everyone it's okay to be queer and be confident and comfortable with yourself, but I'm not always that.
Yeah.
Like I'm putting that forward so other people can feel empowered. I feel like that's my duty, and it makes me feel good to be able to help people like that. But my DMs sometimes are such a crazy place of everyone asking for advice, or I haven't come out to anyone and I'm coming out to you. And so it's a lot of pressure of like, oh my God, what do I do with this? What do I do with this sad story I'm hearing of like, my parents don't know I'm queer, and if they did, they would kick me out and disown me. And it's like all these sad stories, and I'm like, oh man, I think it's been tough just like having my parents be more comfortable with it, but I still live at home. My parents love me, like they're going through it, and everyone has their own story, but it's really hard to know what to do with other people's
trauma.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like you are giving off, because I follow you guys, and you do, Leandra, give off unbridled confidence. Mm-hmm. So funny and so charming and so confident. And what I'm hearing you say is that, like, yeah, I do that so that people can know that, queer folks can be that person. You are allowed to be that person, and that's a good model to be.
Yeah.
You are not always that person.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No,
I mean,
think it's sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, because that is...
Two things can be true.
Yeah, but who is, right?
Yeah.
And then... But even though you're not that person all the time, you're getting messages from people who sort of think you are. Mm-hmm. So they're coming out to you, and you have to be... that's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
I tell the band about it a lot just because I want to be there for people. I know everyone needs somebody. I'm like, if I can be that person for somebody, it could make all the difference. So I try to be so confident and answer everyone that I can, but it's become too much. Some of the messages I get, I'm like, I cannot answer this.
Yeah.
Like, when I was going through my relationship with a girl that I was so in love with who had a boyfriend, I was getting messages of people in similar situations of like, one person was like, I'm in my 50s and I've been married for 20 years to a man, but I know that I'm a lesbian, but I can't leave him. I'm like, oh, this hits too close to home, so I actually cannot open this.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be happy. But they were like, but you know what you're doing, and you know you, and no.
No.
What was the advice Tegan gave you, from Tegan and Sara?
Yeah, I texted Tegan the other day.
Have you read the message yet?
Yes, and I responded.
Okay,
I take a long time to respond to messages.
Yeah,
so
me too, buddy. I'm with you.
Oh,
Me
I
too.
left
Me
Tegan on
too.
red for like a week, and I'm so sorry. But we met Tegan and Sara like 2 years ago at a festival. I actually was wearing this exact outfit.
Oh, yeah.
And I had just read their book, High School,
Yeah.
while we were on tour with the Aces, which was our first like very queer tour with another queer band opening for queer fans, which meant so much to me and really opened my eyes to just the whole community.
Yeah.
And then I would play the show, go into my bunk and read that book. And I've never been so obsessed with a book. It felt like my story, but reading it through the lens of like two teenage twins in Calgary.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm feeling this now, and I'm like 27, and it's resonating with me, and it doesn't matter how old you are. But I just felt kind of ashamed, like I didn't get to go through these feelings in high school. I'm going through them now, and I feel so much older, and like I'm late to the game, and I've really missed out, and I wish I knew myself better, and I felt so sad for younger me. So then when I met Tegan, I was like, your book meant so much to me. I just feel ashamed, like I didn't get to go through that. And she was like, you're never late. You're always on time. I was like, oh, like I have goosebumps. It's just it's a couple words. And I'm like, oh my God, that meant the world to me. I want to cry.
Can I ask a personal question?
Yes.
Why did you feel ashamed? Like ashamed is different than guilty. Like why did you feel ashamed?
I think I just felt almost this regret of like, oh, I know myself now. Why didn't I know myself then?
What was wrong with me?
Yeah, I
Man,
feel like
I'm
I'm
so
gonna cry.
sorry,
It just
Leandra,
felt,
I'm so sorry.
It felt hard. Like I went through a really hard time with my bandmates back like years ago when everyone was dating guys and we'd all get together with our high school girlfriends and everyone's like, I'm sleeping with this guy and I'm doing this and I have this boyfriend and I'm like, why am I not doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what am I ever gonna fall in love? It doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
man,
And so I
yeah,
was like
yeah.
resentful.
Yeah.
And my best friend Kylie in the band, my BFF soulmate, she was like, I call her my beard. It's like she was my person. And everyone was like, are you in love with Kylie? Growing up. Or like growing up in the band.
Yeah.
Are you in love with Kylie?
I never thought so, by the way.
Thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome.
But I was like, she was my best friend and I wanted to do everything with her. And then she was having boyfriends and going out with them. And I'm like, but you're my person and I don't feel this way about guys. Like, don't leave me.
Yeah.
So I was so attached to her. And we had to go to therapy together.
Yeah.
Before I came out, because it was like, what is going on with you? I was
Yeah.
like resenting her because she was going out and having this life that I wanted for myself.
Yeah.
But it was just like now that I've come out, now
Yeah.
that I've figured myself out, I'm like, oh, it was that.
And Tegan's advice was what again?
You're never late, you're always on time.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Like people come out in their 40s or 50s. And
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just when you find yourself, you find yourself.
Here's my question on that. So Jordan, like that's a really specific and thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
Leandra.
thank
I
you,
really
Leandra.
thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for chatting about it with me.
That's a unique experience. Obviously, a very personal experience to your friend, your bandmate.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a sketchy website. Your bandmate, your friend, like
Yeah.
sister in some way. You know what I mean?
She is. Sister wife.
And you have to go into a vocal booth and sing these things
Yeah.
that Leandra has been dealing with. How do you approach that?
Well, it's easy because I've known her for so long, and I was singing to the little girl that was my bandmate that I've known for years. When I'm singing to the little girl or the teenager who didn't know herself yet, and
That you knew.
that I knew. I mean, I think I had my suspicions, but people know and they know.
What I mean is you don't have to imagine her.
No, but I know her. But yeah, sorry. I mean, exactly. I was singing it to my friend, which is honestly like a much more profound experience than maybe like singing to the younger version of yourself. Like it's such a nice experience to be able to like perform and sing to like a woman who I love so much.
And were you there for the vocal tag?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we wrote it together, and when we were writing it, I was thinking about you when you were 16. You know, like that was the person in my head that I was trying to write
Yeah.
for.
I think we're also softer to friends.
Yes.
Like if you were singing to a younger you know?
I'm always like, what a dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're harder on
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably nice sometimes to like write about someone else for once and sing to them.
For
and, like,
sure. It's so much easier. I have so much more sympathy for
Yeah, well, they say that like that's actually like what growth is. Like I know in my own life, like I'm really hard on myself, really hard on myself, and like things that have helped have been people like, you know, if a friend was talking the way you do. I remember. Can I tell you a name drop story?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Big name drop story.
Oh.
And Kevin Drew has a very similar story. Name drop number one.
Yeah.
Drop number
Love
one.
I met Gord Downey. And I was sort of engaging in some negative self-talk and like just talking about how like just trying to get ahead of it, just trying to crappy how my show, my old show, crappy, you know. And he did like that's my friend Tom you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And I had never heard that before.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, but he's right. That's how. But they say that if you can talk to yourself that way, that's where you can get. I mean, that's where I am right now. I'm trying to do that to myself. You know,
Yeah.
We've been trying to do that too. But then I wonder if I become so evolved, like I think all the humor in our music will go away.
No, it's not true. I thought so too.
Because that's where all the humor comes from for us being self-deprecating.
No. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
No, don't get me wrong. I can still performatively hate myself whenever I want.
Okay.
And even not performatively, but it just, you know.
Okay, good to know.
I just sleep a little bit better.
Thanks,
Let's
Tom.
listen to another song.
Did I jump the gun? I really thought this time I found someone. Why did I speak too soon?
It's my favorite song on the record.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Did I Say Too Much from the new record, No Hard Feelings. Tell me about the song.
You want to take this one? This is your blame, Brett.
Yeah, it's my blame, Brett. Without
really?
without naming names. This is the one that has been hard for me to promote and sit with while it's living out in the world.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm putting the boat in the water, and by playing the song, you row it whichever way you want.
Yeah.
No pressure here.
No. I want to talk about it. It's just like, you know, that song came out, and I'm pretty sure the day it came out, she unfollowed me on everything. And but it's like we know we're in the you started dating me, the blame Brett girl.
Yeah.
Like you knew what you were getting into.
Oh, so this is your blame, Brett, because it's about an actual relationship
Yes.
you were in.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a time where I was like, should we name her? And Jordan's like, no, you do not want to do that.
I'm like, I'll name people because I'm crazy, but you're not there yet. You still have some. You still might be okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my friend Jordan
That's
you're talking
what Jordan
about.
you're talking
Come on.
about. You're right.
Leandra, tell me about the song.
This is just kind of like, I don't really get angry. And sometimes I think it's easier to get over a breakup if you can get angry. I've just been like super sad and like, I miss her and I still love her and I wish her the best, but maybe let's put some anger into a song. And, you know, it's kind of shitting on her boyfriend a little bit, even though he doesn't really deserve that. He's a great guy, but I think it's a relatable song. And when you put specifics into a song, it'll make it more relatable for somebody else.
I think like even like the theme of oversharing, like and loving somebody really intensely and loving hard is like something I share with Leandra profoundly.
Yeah, I think
get
this
you.
song is just asking myself, it's looking back and kind of over analyzing, being like, oh, did I say too much? Did I say I love you too early? Did I pressure her? Did I do this? But then at the same time, like, you also said too much. Like, I don't know. It's just looking back and trying to figure out what went wrong.
It's analyzing the relationship, and I think like the verses are like where you sort of tell on the person, I guess, and then the chorus you're like, is it my fault? And then the verses are like, no.
Which is all, it's me fighting with myself. The verses are like, I'm angry at you, and then the chorus is like, oh, what did I do wrong?
There's a line in there like, I'm a lot to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the bridge. I always like think of it as like the Greek chorus, like the bandmates sort of trying to prop up our bandmate who's like heartbroken and like doubting herself and doubting like, you know, what happened in the relationship. And we're like, no. This girl broke your heart and you're worth so much and you are a lot to lose.
Yeah,
You
because
got it.
I was being self-deprecating after the breakup and just super depressed. And in the bridge, it was I think me getting angry and being like, why did you do that? Why did you give me back my sweater?
Soaked in your perfume.
Soaked in your perfume when you were breaking up with me. That is, whoa, that sent me on one. That's insane. And then just like, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? And then in the end, the band is like, okay, but you are a lot to lose, and you know, you're missing her, but you were something in her life too.
This is so interesting to me. Like, just to break it down for people who are listening, like the song is about this relationship that you were in and the sort of tumultuous relationship, and she was in a relationship with someone else, it sounds like. And
they were open. They were no cheating.
No, of course.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
there's that's almost even harder. Like, there's like there's a choice that it sounds devastating.
Yeah.
And then you respond to that understandably by being hard on yourself and self-deprecating. What's wrong with me? Even though, again, you portray this very confident, person. And I love, Jordan, what you said, that the bridge is the Greek chorus.
Yeah.
It's the audience. It's the people that Leandra's speaking to, breaking the fourth wall a little bit and saying, no, you're great. Like, we love you. We're here for you.
Yeah, we'd love to throw in a little theater geekery into to our description.
Sure, but that's profound
It's
to
true.
me, man.
No,
That
I
is,
know.
yeah,
Well, yeah. And again, I think like that's the great thing about being in a band is you can have the one person's perspective, but then also like, the bandmate's perspective also like permeate in the lyrics too, in the bridge.
I've been wondering about that. Like, I've been doing this long enough that I've seen bands kill friendships.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been watching. I've been following. Well, no, they're getting along great.
Yeah.
Do you know they got back together because of this show?
I heard. I was
Vanessa.
thanking your producer so much. They're my favorite band. I cannot wait to see
Vanessa
them.
out there produced the Matty Healy interview where he said, "Can you imagine not playing Glastonbury because you're in a mod with your brother?"
Yeah.
How was that?
That was really good.
Thank you very much.
I love that.
I have been following you guys, of course, on the internet, and I've seen you even socially. Like there seems to be such closeness. You guys were at Shania Twain last night.
We're going on a vacation together in between tours. Like, I don't know any band that does what
Have
we
you
do.
learned any tricks? Have you learned any rules? Have you learned anything about how to not have a band in a business that is getting bigger and moneyer and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Hurt a friendship?
Yeah. I mean,
Everyone has kind of their own role. Like Kylie is more businessy.
Yeah.
And I do social media. We're all involved in all the discussions, but everyone has like more of a role. And we've learned to, when there's conflict, you gotta talk about it.
yeah, you can't let things fester because, like,
We've done
we
that
can
too,
we
but-
can be passive aggressive, and that's like not a good thing to have on tour.
No.
Would it be on tour? I think it also helps that we really, value each other and value each other's time. We respect each other so much because we've been friends. At the end of the day, we're so happy to have all this success, but like it means so much more that we can share it.
Yeah, because we are genuinely best friends.
friends.
We do everything together. If we spend one day apart, we're like, "Oh, when are we gonna hang out next?" We're always hanging out on our off time.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do is to talk to other bands about their relationship with their bandmates because it's such a unique experience.
Yeah, and also you get. I mean, what's also great about you guys, I think, is that you started. You didn't get really successful for a while.
For a long time.
Because one of my great friends is in a band that got successful right away when they were like 18, and it can feel like they're frozen then at 18, but
Yeah.
they're actually in their 30s. Like you guys have been able to be together and feel like you're all working towards something together.
Yeah. And we were ready for the success when it finally happened because, we did all the van tours and,
All of us five of us sleeping in hotel rooms. Like we have worked hard, so now we're like, oh my god, we're finally here.
when we did our
party.
first flight where we didn't have to lug gear, I was like, I'm a princess. I'm an actual princess.
Remember your first solo hotel room?
Oh
it's
my
unbelievable.
God. The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
solo hotel room.
It's incredible.
It's like eating caviar.
I got a last question is kind of a big one. Another thing that I love about this record and I love about you guys is how much you share the sort of the messier side of life in your band, like exes that have wronged you, feeling emotionally unstable, getting drunk, getting kicked out of clubs, being the last girl at the party. And when I was reading about the record, one thing that kept on coming up is like, I want to purposefully embrace messiness. And Jordan, I was like, I want to know if you could just go to bat for that a little bit. What do you think is good for all of us about embracing messiness a little bit?
Happily. And, when I was talking earlier about like my struggles with mental health and sort of being uplifted as like this breakup queen, I think the way I ultimately got through it was by embracing like, no, I am so messy. I am so messy and so flawed. I do not have it figured out. I probably never will. I'm in therapy now,
Good.
But Embracing that I'm imperfect and that I'm flawed has like made me a lot happier. And I think that everybody could, I think it could not cure a lot of people's anxieties, but I think it could certainly help a lot with people's mental health and their anxieties by just acknowledging that they're like a bit of a mess, a bit of a sloppy girl.
And it's okay to be messy. Don't beat yourself up about it. When I've gone through breakups, sometimes I'm like, you know what, I have to drink a couple beers a day and not feel bad about it. And next week, maybe I won't have to drink. And I can just rely on my antidepressants.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I go off them, feel really terrible about myself. And I'm like, that's okay. You made a little mistake. You made a messy mistake.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up.
You always will have people in your corner. It's okay to fall. It's okay to like get too drunk at Shania Twain. There's always tomorrow.
Don't take life too seriously.
Yeah.
If I can just, again, I feel like I'm being Father Tom this whole interview, but like what I'm hearing there is that like really trying to reach a level of perfection that is not attainable. You just end up hating yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can embrace who you really are, even when it's messy, it's ultimately a more fulfilling and happier. You end up feeling better about yourself.
Try to be kind. Try to do the best you can. If you slip up, everybody does. You know?
Now that's my friend Jordan.
That's my friend Jordan.
Now that's my friend
There you
Jordan we're
go.
talking about.
Wow.
Thanks to the two of you.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful.
Yeah, this was so special.
I don't want to say I didn't know, but I was interested to see how the new record was going to be post Blame Brett, and it could have gone one of two ways.
We were scared.
And you really did it. It's
really
a
scary.
great, big, beautiful record.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on it.
Thank you.